Vanakkam, welcome to Pathigam once again. I'm really excited and happy to meet each and every one of you in another episode of Thevaram and its meaning. Hopefully you are following all the videos in my channel. Pretty much they are not really hard to understand, especially the series from my Thevaram sir who is teaching a Thevaram. If you haven't watched it yet, please go and find the playlist. It's one of the amazing, most awaited series in my channel. He is teaching you how to sing Thevaram. He's the best teacher in Malaysia probably that you can get to learn Thevaram in the most simplified way. So even if you don't know Tamil at all, it's totally fine because he's doing it in bilingual. So he's mixed a lot of English words and some Tamil words. It's basically equally Tamil and English, so it wouldn't be very hard for you to understand. It's only going to be purely Thevaram singing videos, so please go check out. Today I have chose one amazing song which is very close to my heart to share with all of you the song and its meaning. So the title goes as Thunivalar thinggal thulanggi vilangga, which was sung by the exponent Thirunyaanasambanthar in Thirumurai 1, Pathigam 44, song number 1. You want the lyrics, it's down in the description below. You can just description box, you can just go and have a look on it. First of all, I'm going to show you how to sing this song. It's an overall outlook, in detail, practice sort of a thing. You can go to Sir's video. I'm going to just link that up here. You can go there and learn how to sing this song. So I'm just going to sing for you just to give you a rough idea how this song sounds, alright? So let's get started. Tiruchitrambalam, Thunivalar thinggal thulanggi vilangga, sudarsadai sudri muditthu. Thunivalar thinggal thulanggi vilangga, sudarsadai sudri muditthu. Panivalar kolkaiyar paaridam suuzha, panivalar kolkaiyar paaridam suuzha, vaaridamum palitheevar. Panivalar kolkaiyar paaridam suuzha, vaaridamum palitheevar. anivalar koolamelaam seithu, Paachilaachiramam uraigindra. Anivalar koolamelaam seithu, Paachilaachiramam uraigindra. Manivalar kandaroo manggaiyai vaada, manivalar kandaroo manggaiyai vaada. Mayal seivathoo ivar maanbee, manivalar kandaroo manggaiyai vaada. Mayal seivathoo ivar maanbee. Welcome back everybody. So that was an amazing song, isn't it? It sounds, the mode of this song is very much like begging, pleasing and very soothing, trying to make somebody very calm. This song comes with a miraculous event by Thirunyaanasambanthar. So basically there's a place called Paachilaachiramam. You can Google the place, it's still in existence in India. You can go to the temple, wonderful temple you should visit. So in that, probably at those time, during the Nyanasamanthar's period, this was a nation by its own, a small nation, probably a big state. You know, for current situation it's more of a state, and then they had a king for it. In Tamil we call them Kurunila. That means they are like a king for the state sort of thing. This king's name was Kolkaiyar. However, he had a very pretty little princess. However, she was ill. She was ill with this disease called mayal. Various scholars define this disease as something to do with mental disorder. Some say it's like possessed, she was possessed, or probably she had some fits. Either way, she was not really on she was not in the right mental state. She was sick. So this king, since he's a king, he tried a lot of medicines, a lot of remedies, a lot of therapies and everything, and then he still couldn't fix the princess. So he hears that Nyanasambanthar, after Sirgali, he is like visiting various temple, and he is passing by Paachilaachiramam, where he feels like he should take the chance to go and meet him, show this princess to him, probably if he could help. So what he does, he makes a big celebration. So he decorates the whole nation, the Paachilaachiramam, okay, the small state, and then he decorates the temple and everything, and then he brings his princess and he leaves her in the temple, and he waits for Thirunyaanasambanthar to come. And exponent Thirunyaanasambanthar visits the temple, and then in the first moment, when you look at it, she was a small tender little girl and she is sick. So he feels very very kind. Nyanasambanthar is very kind and soft-hearted, so he feels like, oh dear, she's sick, right? And then he looks at looks at Peruman, Siva Peruman, and then he feels like, oh Lord, with all your greatness, she's poor little girl. He feels very soft for her, soft-hearted for her. And this song was like set in a mode where he prays God, and like he requests God to like help her, sort. In another way, it also like it was sung towards the king, like saying the greatness of God, and don't worry, okay, God is so great. Definitely he's the absolute merciful. His holy grace will definitely help this young little princess, something like that. So not to worry, sort of a tone. So it's a very, very nice song. So let's get started with the meaning. First of all, I'm just going to give you direct meanings, then we'll go into it in depth, okay? So the first line goes as Thunivalar, thinggal, thulanggi, vilangga. Thuni in Tamil means like cropping or cutting or chopping, thunithal, that means you cut. So he's describing the moon that God has, Siva Brahman has on his head. So he's saying, Nyanasambanthar describes how the crescent is. It's like chopped, sort of, growing, waning crescent he's wearing, and the crescent looks very happy and bright and glowing. So he's saying like God is wearing, the Supreme Being is wearing such a crescent, and guess how he's wearing the crescent? He has like like draped or wrapped, he ties and he wraps this moon with his dreads. So that's his dreads. They say sudarsadai sudri muditthu. That means sudarsadai means like bright glowing dreadlocks. He have like used the dreadlocks to tie up this moon on his head. Then Nyanasambanthar continues saying panivalar kolkaiyar. That means pani here means snakes. So God is having growing snakes on his hand. He's holding snakes. And then he goes describing more, where he says paaridam sula. Par here means pudam. Pudam here we usually mean adiyars, devotees. So they are devotees constantly surrounding God. He's like always surrounded by all these devotees. And then he says, with all these devotees, what God is doing is vaaridamum palitheevar. The Supreme Being Shivam goes everywhere to beg from people. And then he says, anivalar koolamelaam seithu. With all these put aside, he's also like dressed so nicely, beautifully. He's like beautiful looking, and he is the one who's residing in Paachilaachiramam. Paachilaachiramam uraigindra. He's residing in this temple, wonderful temple of Paachilaachiramam. And you know how the god is? Manivalar kandaroo. He's the god. He's the Supreme Being with the dark black neck. The venomous, the blue neck, the dark blue neck. So why worry? He says, manggaiyai vaada mayal seivathoo ivar maanbee. Then Nyanasambanthar states like, with all these, all these attributes, it wouldn't be such a great thing for him to let this small, petty little girl to, like be, to be ill, to suffer, right? So not to worry, he says. That is the entire story of this song. Now let's think about what is the significance of saying all these attributes. Let's think about it. So first he talks about the moon. The moon is the moon actually reflects. If you have not watched my moon video, I'm going to put a link here. You can go. It's like a lengthy video describing why God is wearing a crescent. Here for the significant part, God, it symbolizes the Supreme Being Shivam is like always forgiving. If you're truly guilty of what you have done, your mistakes, He will forget it. He will forgive you, and He will forget it, and He would celebrate it. We would never like actually celebrate somebody who makes a lot of mistakes, right? But however, if you look at Lord Shiva or like the Supreme Being Shivam, he wears the like crescent is known for its mistake, yeah. So he's wearing that as his crown. So he celebrates because all he wants is for you to like be enlightened and, you know, get away from your mistakes. So if you're truly guilty, he's going to celebrate you on his head. Why he does that? Because he has these dreads. The dreads which are very, very bright. In Saivism, darkness always goes with ignorance and bright always goes with enlightenment, wisdom and everything like that. He has like bright dreads, which means like he is the absolute wisdom. He knows everything. So he's okay forgiving us because he knows whether you will do it again or not. Are you truly sorry for it or anything, all sort of that. So he truly forgives us, dear ones. So like he forgives and he gives, you know, he's absolute jnanam. He's like the form of wisdom. He is the absolute wisdom, yeah, there. And then he continues saying, do you know what he's doing with that wisdom? Panivalar kolkaiyar. That means he's holding snakes, right? Snake symbolizes the Kundalini Shakti. Maybe dear ones, probably you all will be much more familiar with that. So in the I bet you know the letter U in Tamil, which looks like that, yeah. So in that shape, which looks like partially like a snake, the ability to know the Supreme Being is placed in our Mooladhara, in like the you know, the end of our backbone, tailbone there. That's like our chakra there. It's called Mooladhara. So that's Mooladharam in Tamil. That's where the knowledge, like the ability to learn that knowledge, is in the form of a snake down there. So whenever we are awakened spiritually, we are enlightened spiritually, the snake formed thing will just grow through our backbone and one day reach our crown. That's what it's like physically describing it. So in this song they are saying like these snakes are growing. Who is growing these snakes? God is. The Supreme Being Shivam is growing these snakes and he's holding them in his hand. So he's constantly, dear ones, constantly growing our knowledge. He is enlightening us through every birth, through every single experience that we go through. He is moving us towards enlightenment. Yeah, so that he's like teaching us what is ignorance, what is pasa, which is anavam, yeah, and then he's teaching who we are, what's our ability and what's our disability, and then he's also showing what his greatness, where we should actually bond to him, not really bound to anavam, you know, all these big concepts, yeah. So that's the significance of the snake. So he is actually educating us day by day. And another side is we see pudams, which are here we can take it in two ways. The first one is pudam means devotees, as I said before. The second one is the Bodha Ganangals, we say in Tamil, where like they are a sort of a species which lives in Kailash around God, and they are constantly with him. They are always bound to him. Why they are bound to him? Because they know God's love towards us. They understand the pure holy grace of God. So they love God so much because like they have nothing to give back. They know how great God is to us, how merciful God is. So like they are constantly stick with them. God, who is surrounded by all this, again goes and begs with people. So like what is he begging? In Saivism we see begging in two ways. The first thing is begging is, if there's nobody to beg, you will never have the opportunity to, you know, give, donate. So God is showing us, God is creating opportunity for us to have compassion on others, be kind to others, be merciful. We have to learn to love unconditionally. Part of love is loving everyone in this universe, every being in this universe. During this pandemic is the best example we could think of. That is like a lot of people are in poverty. Many people didn't have food. If possible, we are giving out something. It can be, it's not only money or food. Like probably take me, it's MCO, it's lockdown, I am sharing my knowledge to you all. So like that's a way of sharing things. You can donate anything. You can donate money, feelings, emotion, compassion. You have to show compassion. When somebody needs a help, you have to give something, right? So that idea, God is like seeding that idea within us. This is why in Periya Puranam, one saint called Sendanar, where God in the form of Adiyar devotee, he comes and asks him like, can I have food? And he offers him food, which is a curry. I don't know what to say in English, probably like a stew or something, right? I'm so sorry. So yeah, he's giving food, and he's also asking like, can I have some takeaway for tomorrow? Supreme Being Sivam does that. The next day they see inside the shrine of Thillai Chidambaram, on top of the idol Natarajar, there was a lot of kali, like, you know, everywhere on his figure, to show the entire whole wide world that he came to Sendanar to get kali. If you look into Periya Puranam, most of the saints would have offered food to Adiyars. God came in the form of Adiyars. So it is like giving you an idea that, you know, you help other. You never know, dear ones, that is it God, a supreme being, or a normal person? You wouldn't know. All your intention would be to help others, show love, spread love. Yeah, so this is one idea God is seeding through showing us his action of begging. Yeah, in another way, in return, what actually, God doesn't need food, right? Definitely, dear ones, we all know God don't need food. So what does he beg? What does he take back from us? Like, what does he get from us? Is our ignorance. Can you believe God begs for our ignorance? He takes away our ignorance. He takes away our darkness in ourselves and enlightens us in return. And then we move on. Here I don't want to say anivalar first. We go to manivalar kandaroo. In the next phrase, he also puts a phrase in this hymn where it goes as manivalar kandaroo. If you haven't watched the video, go again, watch it. That is a special video for only the blue throat. Yeah, so the blue throat of God is venom, right? We know the Purana. During the Milky Ocean was churned by the devas and asuras. There was like poison which was omitted by the Vasugi snake, and the poison was literally destroying the whole world, like the entire universe. So God decided to take it and drink it. He loves each and every soul so much. During there was a problematic situation for Deva and Asura. People are struggling. There is something really dangerous going to occur. Immediately he drank the poison. Kari Kalamiyar in a place, she states, you know, exponent Kari Kalamiyar, she states in a song saying like, oh my God, I wonder, right, God, you have this blue throat, you know, you drank the poison and it made your throat blue, but however the poison should have gone through your lips, right? How come your lips are all very golden and reddish and so, like, you know, so nice? You know, that means it doesn't affect any, God doesn't get any effects out of anything because he's the omnipotent, correct? However, dear ones, God is placing the blue throat there to show us, people, look at me. Dear ones, look at me. I will save you because I am the Almighty merciful. I am always merciful. I have lots of mercy for you all. I'm only helping you all, right? That's what our Neela Kandam is showing us. And then with all these attributes, God is like so, he is so beautifully. Have you, like, I bet, dear ones, all of you have possible shrines around you, and during this Thirumurai time and everything, have you like noticed God, they decorate the Supreme Being Sivam so beautifully so that it attracts us towards him. Yeah, so God like resides in every temple and attracts us. Please, dear ones, look at me at least for a moment. I know you are busy with your busy world, like, you know, at the same time, just look at me once, sort of a tone. Like, that's what he's showing. So Nyanasambanthar is like, I'm going to recap the whole video now. So like what Nyanasambanthar is trying to say is, think about his greatness, dear one. First perspective, you can see it as he is telling the God, you are the great forgiver. You are the absolute wisdom. You know everything. Yeah, and then you keep educating people. Yeah, and then you are surrounded with all this love, devotees offering full of love for you. And then you go around taking everybody's ignorance, you know, begging for people's ignorance. Yeah, and then you are so merciful with all these great attributes. Would it be fair to let this small little princess to suffer? That wouldn't be such a proud thing for you, right? Help her, kind of like, he's not directing, commanding Supreme Being, however, he is requesting, like, think about it. At the same time, he also says to the king not to worry. He is such a merciful God. So he would help, not to worry. After he finished this song, this Pathigam, the princess gets better. She gets out of that illness. She feels much better, and she comes and falls on his feet. And then, you know, she gets his blessing as well as the Supreme Being's blessings, and it ended very happily. The message is, God is Nandurayani Thiyadilani. He has the best interests for us, yeah, for our betterment. So he's only doing good thing, and he knows what he's doing because he's absolute wisdom. He has absolute wisdom, so he knows what he's doing. He's not trying, he's not experimenting with us, so he knows everything. If that's the situation, there's no need for us in this pitiful life. I would say this as a pitiful life, because this worldly life gives us a lot of sad stuff, little bit of happiness. Always, as usually I say, we always tend to forget the happiness, and we always remember the sadness, and we go through depression, and we always feel down for it. So there's no need for it, because God knows everything, and we know he's like super merciful, so he would never do anything bad. But if you feel very, very low, that's why this song is very close to my heart, because, you know, sometimes I feel low as well, and that time I always sing this song and tell myself, like, God knows everything and he's super merciful, and no matter how bad I am, you know, sometimes if you wonder I am not a good person, then here's the idea: even we are the worst person in this world, if I am truly guilty, God is gonna forgive me, and he is doing everything on our best interest. So there's nothing to worry. You don't need to be depressed, you don't need to be frustrated. We can sing this song, we learn to sing this song, and these can really soothe you. When I go through sometimes, you know, bad shape, when I'm in bad shape, I usually sing this song, and it makes me feel so good inside, you know. So that's the message through this video this time. Hopefully I see you in the next video. Until then, take care and bye bye. Bye.